Hello, hi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day or night. We're gonna do a timeless collective reading whenever it finds you. It's the right time. See what resonates, leave what doesn't. Remember that divine inner guidance is in you. Try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so that your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest and greatest good of everyone. Speaking of love, I did mention in another reading that I kept hearing that I should do a more in-depth reading with the Divine Truth Oracle. And I just heard now, like now is the time, really big. So now is the time, let's dive in. But I do feel like we should still vary it. So this is the combination of the Hidden Truth and the Love Truth Oracle. It's just messages, thoughts, feelings. So let's begin here and see what comes through. Get you guys a little bit of help. Always remember with love, romance, relationships, all of that, everybody's going through a different situation. So see what resonates, and let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What messages opening up this reading would be helpful for the collective to know and to hear? Maybe something that was never said. This could be somebody that you are thinking of, deeply connected to, but it could also be somebody that is connected or thinking about you and you have no idea this person is thinking about you, but I feel if that's the case, it will come to light. So let's see. Let's start with this one because it's different. You speak to me through music. So maybe you and another person connected via music. Sometimes you can send a song and it's not even the whole song. It just has that one line that resonates. And there could be somebody who sent you a song and maybe you're like, this is the weirdest song ever. Why would this person send me that song? But you hear that one line and you know why. You know that line was for you. That line was the one thing that somebody wanted to say and didn't have the right words, but they found the right words, just not through, it kind of came through the back door. But also music has the sound, the notes that give an energy along with not just the lyrics. So what's another message? I am mindful of what I've done in the past. So there's somebody that maybe was maybe said something and they were, I don't want to say that they were mindless, but they said something without thinking about it. I feel like somebody's thinking about something they said or did later and is having more clarity with their actions or inactions that they did not have clarity of in the moment. This is something that came after the fact, but somebody that has had reflection on what they did. I feel like this is somebody who wishes they had another chance to take something back. And they're also aware that they can't take something back, but they can do something different in the now or in the future. So what is another message? I'm wondering if you're enjoying life more without me. So this is somebody who is wishing they were a part of your life. So maybe there's some distance. Maybe even if you are talking to this person right now, you've sort of backed away, don't really tell every little detail about your day. So this person feels like they're filling in the lines. But this could also be someone who maybe through social media is sort of checking up on you to see if you're happy, what you're doing. Maybe some of you have moved on. I feel like for some of you, you've even posted something that you got to do that maybe you and this person talked about doing but never got to. And now this person is a little regretful that they're not in that picture or that moment with you. It's kind of an interesting, just being near you is intoxicating. So there's someone, it's funny, when I said the other thing before, I heard out of their mind as well. But I feel like somebody like almost acts like a goofy puss when they're around you. They can't even help themselves. So there is somebody that is thinking of you with sassy sexual energy. You just turn someone on. You do it different for them than anyone else. And I do feel like there's somebody who, perhaps for some of you, likes to feel like they're more in control. Maybe this is someone who doesn't like to really just let loose, but you you really bring something out of them that maybe even makes this person nervous. Even if this is somebody who is generally kind of open, there's still something about you that opened up a part of them that is maybe a different facet they never knew was in there. So not everyone is a control person, not, you know, whoever we're tapping into. Some of them are kind of, I just heard a free bird, but there's just something about you that they want more of. They can't get enough of you. It's sort of what I get. So let's get another message. I am afraid to be in contact with you. I mean, maybe that's because this person's inhibitions just kind of go away when they're around you. Maybe somebody is trying to stay in control of a situation, but if somebody's in fear over you, maybe they're fearful over what you're going to say, if you're going to bring up something from the past, if you're going to call them on some bullshit that they did, if you're going to be open to changes they have been making. I do feel like some of you are dealing with someone that has all of these words going on in their mind, conversations they're having, but they're just afraid to open up the door here. They don't know where to start. I feel like somebody, I hear they knew better. So maybe some of you are dealing with someone who made a mistake and like they knew better and they still sort of made that decision or went the wrong direction, said the wrong thing. I'm even getting that you may have, I don't want to say like called them out on something in the past, but I feel like you were right about something that you presented to them or kind of saw situationally in their life that they didn't see. It could even be a habit that they had. And I feel like that person did not see it at the time or want to see it at the time. And now they do. So I feel like this is somebody who thinks that you're going to say, see, I told you so. And I don't think that's how you're going to respond. I'm not getting that energy from you at all. I feel like you're actually going to be pretty considerate and open and completely understanding of someone. Well, maybe that person has people that are like that around them, or that's kind of what they grew up with. Like they had people that were like, see, I told you so, like a know-it-all kind of thing. I don't think that's why you helped someone or said something. I feel like it was truly to help someone. I just heard God helps those who help themselves. So maybe this is someone who had to figure something out on their own. It could have been that leading a horse to water and they just weren't ready to drink until they got really thirsty. But maybe now you're not there at that well with them. It was difficult to say goodbye to you. So this is somebody who had a hard time saying goodbye. I feel like they didn't want to. Maybe they had to. Maybe you said goodbye to them. This could have been someone who didn't want to let go. I feel like this is also somebody who thought they could let go a lot easier than they did. They thought that, oh, around you, they're just, you know, completely intoxicated. They keep messing up. They're not sure what you would think. You know, you saw things about them they weren't ready to see yet. And, you know, they let you go. I think that for some of you, this person thought that that would be easier. Like, okay, if I just go a different direction, I'll just forget about them. I'll just move on. I'll just go about my business. I'm even getting somebody that got into a project or work or, you know, try to do things in their life to forget about you, and that didn't really work. I'm actually seeing that the more time and distance went by with you and someone else, the more they thought about you. The harder it was to let you go and the more they wanted to hold on. So maybe like they let you go in the beginning, and that's how you took it, and you were like, okay, I wish you the best. I feel like you didn't hold on to someone. You were like, I mean, if you don't want to, I kind of see this, like, if you don't want to be with me, like, I don't want you to be with me either. I want someone that wants to be here. So I wish you the best. Peace, ciao, bon voyage. And I feel like somebody almost, even though they may not have consciously known this, they kind of wanted you to chase them. And I don't think you did. Maybe you did in the past and you stopped chasing. And that totally redirected or took this person by surprise. I'm just sort of seeing like different. I feel like you've healed or you got better. And I feel like for some reason this person, I don't want to say they got worse, but it actually got harder and harder, even though this person thought they were taking the easy route. Let's make this even and get a couple more. What is another message for the collective, please and thank you? Yeah, they think they're coming back. They know that they want to be in your life somehow, some way, at some period in time. They don't really know how, but they have faith that you and them are supposed to somehow be in each other's lives. And I don't think the dynamic is the same for all of you. I feel like some of you are going to have somebody that you maybe were really sassy with at one point. Maybe you had a long-term relationship, but this person meant a lot to you. You meant a lot to them, but maybe your lives took a different direction. But I don't feel like this person wants to be completely separate with you. Maybe they're working on some maturity or how to restore or redirect the dynamic that you and them were. So I do see some of you coming back together with someone, maybe as friends. I don't see acquaintances because I feel like this connection was deeper than that. I feel like friends, maybe not like buddy, hanging out with each other all the time, but still like good, I looked at the music and I said good repertoire with each other. Like in good standing with one another. And I feel like for some of you, this person really wants to be back in your life. They want to be your person. Maybe they're working on how to come back or working on themselves so they come back different. I see somebody, I want to say like looking for you. Yeah, they believe you are their soulmate. You're just different. Maybe you were a friend and a lover. Maybe you connected to many different subjects, not just music. If you were someone's soulmate and there's all this distance and they're afraid of talking to their soulmate, that's got to put them in a weird position. Or if you and them stop talking. So it could be a soulmate that is still coming through and getting back to friendship, but it could be that some of you have somebody that wishes they maybe, I heard, took that friendship further, or maybe grounded that partnership or valued that partnership when they had it. Maybe this is somebody who didn't really even believe in like soulmates. They just thought you were another relationship. I think they're absolutely reflecting that you are different. Your dynamic together is different. Maybe this is even someone that thought they could say goodbye, or after this goodbye and going down a different road, they could find someone kind of like you, or, they'd have all these fun things in life they could do with. But I feel like the way you laugh with this person was different. It's almost like, I feel like that's our card. Like you and that person could do one activity and have such a good time, and it could even be something really boring that you were doing together. And now, let's just say it's exciting, and this person tries to recreate maybe a beautiful, enjoyable moment they had with you. But they're not having fun the same way with these other people or that other person like they did with you. That could be anything from going to the grocery store to going to an amusement park, going away on vacation, taking a road trip, going to a concert, anything like that. I feel like their intention is to have a lot of fun with somebody else, but it's just, I hear, like maybe they have moments, but it's just not the same. I keep seeing two people like really laughing together. It's time for me to heal now. So that's why there's distance, or this distance that you may have created happened somehow, is because this person needed to heal. They need to get at that place where they're not doing worse. They're now doing better as you are doing better, because I feel like this is also for you, but I feel like your healing happened faster than somebody else. So it's interesting because two people can go through the same situation, but how they handle it can be exactly opposite. I feel like you handled a situation really different than somebody else. But I do feel like somebody is going to start to go on an upswing. Maybe they have to take care of themselves a little bit better. Maybe they have to take care of something in their life, or they have to make some different decisions. They have to, if they are your soulmate and they believe that they should be in your life, they have to be in that energy where they feel like they also deserve to be there. Maybe this is somebody who felt undeserving of your love. What is one more message? What's the last message to be helpful for the collective? I feel like it's this one. Ah, that's what I said before. Somebody's burying themselves in work, trying to forget you, trying to make themselves busy, and I feel like that's where somebody like is trying to substitute other things, and it's not working. It's like, even if they're doing something at their job or working on a project or painting their house or whatever it is, everything is reminding them of you. I hear there's no substitute for you. So let's dive in to the divine truth. All right, let's get some clarity for the collective. What would be helpful to know on the situation? I feel like for most of you, this is somebody that you are either in no contact with, very little contact with, or confused contact with. So what is the opening message that would be helpful for the collective? I hear shuffle, so I'm going to shuffle. Please and thank you. Speak to you through music. Maybe I do see somebody writing lyrics for you. Maybe it's a poem. Maybe some of you, you or the other person is either really into music, sharing music, or a musician. Or I saw that concert before. Maybe neither of you, play an instrument or anything like that, but you really enjoy going out to hear live music, going to a concert. I'm even seeing two people in the car just playing like a playlist. I actually see back, forth. Like, all right, what song do you want to play? No, that reminds me of this one. I kind of feel like there was a nice, like, I don't know, conversation about music. I also see some of you playing something that is not your normal type of music. Like, that's an artist, it's not really your artist, but it was a special song by that person that they liked. Therefore, for some reason, it's like one of your favorite songs now. Even if you don't often play it, there's still something kind of like, that's our song. Like, there's still something special about this band or that song, something like that. What would be helpful for the collective? Please and thank you. I mean, we know they're nervous, they're afraid, they're nervous, they're biting their nails. They don't know how to connect to you. I mean, this could be nervous, but you got this intoxicating energy here. I kind of feel like even in the, let's just say even in the sassy department, this could be somebody who's usually really confident, but maybe they really want to make sure that they please you. Hey, I mean, that's rather nice. At least it's not, one-sided there. But I don't just see nerves, I see butterflies too. I see that nervous energy, which could go like making somebody actually stall and stagnant and not move at all because it's overwhelming. And it could also be what drives somebody forward. Even though they're nervous, they know they're eventually going to step out in that spotlight. You know, I see somebody like behind the curtain. So maybe this is somebody who was behind the curtain, or they had the veil up. I feel like the curtain is going to lift. Let the show begin. You make me feel nervous and excited in a good way. This is not a bad way. It's just, I feel like this person might not know what to do with that energy. Maybe that's why they're burying themselves in work. It's just something to do with all that anxiety or that energy that they have. I am scared to approach you. It's funny, I put this here. So I'm afraid to be in contact with you. I bury myself in work to forget you. It looks like even that person is in, you know, their work attire, their cute little suspenders. There's somebody here and they have like a rain cloud on them. And there's someone here that looks like they're surrendering. So you make somebody a little nervous. They feel a little different with you than they do with other people. And I don't feel like it has anything to do with somebody's looks. I feel like it's all about somebody's energy. There's all this energy around someone here. I feel like you put this person in a different energy frequency than they're used to being in. You just have a different effect on someone. I mean, that means your energy is pretty beautiful, pretty bold, pretty special. But it's also because you vibrate at a certain way with this person that others don't. But that probably means that they vibrate differently with you too. Because I'm not getting that this was a one-sided situation here. If this is somebody who is just... if this is somebody who you are connecting to and you feel like there was incompatibility, I don't think this is your reading or your part. Maybe there's some messages that make sense. I feel like this is somebody you connected to pretty deeply as well. So, another message, missing you. So, somebody is missing you. They're crying. That's what I saw before, with you getting better and somebody else almost like going to this dark place. But maybe it took this dark or dark night of the soul. If this is a divine connection, that's a deep, dark, hard place to be. But that's going to completely change somebody, elevate them, connect them to God, spirit, source, their higher self. It's like they were walking in this beautiful nebula, this universe of energy here, and that was probably when it was with you. And then they started walking away from that, and it got darker and darker. You know, they thought this vibrancy they could continue, and now they're crying, and their heart is broken, and they're looking down at the ground. Maybe they're still going away from you, but I feel like somebody wants to turn around and go back to that beautiful universe. They're missing you. I mean, obviously, all of this is saying they miss you. They just don't know how to come back. They're figuring out how deep your connection is here. And this was for a purpose, because if somebody was unhealed or needed to make some transformation in their lives or with who they are, sometimes that has to be done alone. Sometimes it happens together, but sometimes this is something that, you know, I hear like self-contained. I don't think this is about anybody changing anyone else. I'm getting this as choice. But I feel like somebody here maybe didn't think they had the choice or didn't recognize they needed to choose until they had that one-on-one hermit alone time, communing with their soul, communing with God. I just heard really big, they're going to figure it out. Maybe they couldn't ever figure you out, but they're trying to figure at least themselves out. Maybe you understood this person even more than they understood themselves. Maybe that also makes somebody nervous. But I also feel like that would make somebody feel good if you saw like all the facets of them and saw it all as beautiful. What's another message? Black and white. That's what I saw here with the beautiful like nebula of color. That's that message that if somebody only saw something one way, they had control over what they know, you know, how they were moving, what the plans are. It's black, it's white. It's good, it's bad. It works, it doesn't. The pros, the cons. It's like you came in and they had all these little boxes that needed to be checked off, and you created your own like platform. You created all these extra boxes they didn't even know they wanted or existed. And that you blew someone's mind open. Look at how this person's mind is blossoming and blooming. If somebody only thought that something had to be, this is you too. Because the way I put these cards here, somebody's walking away from all of this beautiful color. I always try to be realistic with life, but you opened me up to color. That's that message that came through in another reading too. You know, it's like that thing where you hear, you have the mixing of the senses. If you woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden you were tasting color, what? That's gonna take some time to process, to figure out what the heck is going on. You never saw green before, and all of a sudden you wake up and you see all this vibrant. Imagine going outside and never seeing how the earth looked, the trees, the grass, your lawn. You always thought it was just this brown, drab, or like black and white color. All of a sudden you see like nature. You can't even process what that is, because what you thought it was isn't anything like you have any comparable energy or situation to. It takes some time. You know, I do feel like this person does need some grace. I do feel like you've given that to them though. But I feel like you like, it's like that emoji, like, you like blew someone's mind, man. That's another message. Black and white, missing you, nervous, and untrustworthy. And I'm pulling this over that I am mindful of what I've done in the past. So somebody knows that they made the wrong choices. Maybe it's just one weird choice they made, that they were looking at the wrong thing at the wrong way in the wrong direction. I mean, that could be a big reason why somebody is worried or afraid to be in contact with you. Because if they want you to trust them, but they were untrustworthy in the past, they lied to you, they lied to themselves, they didn't even know they were lying. Sometimes people don't even know what they're saying, you know. It's just stemming from their own little bubble of perception. So they kind of believe it's the truth, even though it might not be. They perceived it as so at the time. I feel like that's what's changed. They actually thought I'm kind of getting with this. Somebody at the time thought they were doing the right thing, but that changed either right away and they were like, oh, that was wrong. I should never have said that. And then they never asked for an apology or addressed or had self-reflection or, you know, never wanted to address that situation, responsibility, or that just came through so much later that it was so long after the fact that you and them have been together that picking up that conversation when it happened 3 months ago or 4 years ago or whatever just kind of felt weird. But this is somebody who is mindful of what they've done in the past. They want to come back, but they're thinking about the mistakes they made. They didn't tell you the truth, or they didn't tell you the whole truth. They kept something that was important from you. I feel like whatever this is, whatever they had to say, whatever they had going on, even if they effed up here and then had reflection that they messed up, I kind of feel like you would have been fine with it. I feel like if you see in all this color, you're seeing all the facets in a situation. I don't think you see something as that's good and that's bad. I feel like you understand not just all the colors of gray in between, but the humanity and the divinity in someone. That we're here to learn when people mess up. People mess up all the time. I don't feel like you think you're perfect either. I feel like you've had reflection on things that you've done. This could always go a different way too. This could be your energy. But I feel like if you've done something where you've messed up, you've tried to at least make amends or tried to at least change that behavior. I kind of get that anything you've messed up on, you learn pretty hard and right away. Like, you know when you effed up and you've made the changes needed. I feel like you felt really bad. I feel like this person does too, but they took a little longer. And I feel like some of them waited too late to come clean, to come correct, to just tell the truth. Because I feel like whatever happened between you and them, to just know what they were going through, know where they were coming from, maybe even have a simple apology, like would have meant, I hear, the world to you. But I feel like you would have, maybe for some of you, that would have been like the, no mas. Maybe for some of you, somebody did something and you're like, yeah, that's not for me. That's past my boundaries. You definitely colored outside the lines too many times, and that's not good for me. Thank you. No, thank you. So for some of you, maybe you had some pretty harsh boundaries, but I feel like most of you, with whatever this is, I feel like it would have deserved a little grace had the person just told you what was going on. But maybe somebody needed to do something on their own. Maybe you were not supposed to be involved in this situation. Somebody wants you to trust them again. They want to reunite. But if somebody wants your trust, they got to have some follow through. They got to prove that through actions, not just words. And I feel like somebody needs to tell you the truth about something. I don't know why somebody didn't. Maybe they had their reasons. Somebody does have a love offer. They want to come clean. They want to come in. They want you to see the best version of them. This is somebody that's on that upswing, which is really nice, guys. This is somebody who's had a lot of time to self-reflect, to figure out what they need to change, to get rid of some weird habits. I'm also seeing here, there may have been somebody with this untrustworthy. I kind of feel like they treated you in a way where they thought, because of other people they had interacted with or had relationships in their life, that, like, ooh, I hope she's not too loud. Hold on. Hopefully she wasn't too loud on your device. I'm going to show you this. I kind of feel like this person was reacting to you. Not giving you the grace that you may have reacted differently than others. Like, I kind of feel like this is somebody that always felt like they were going to get in trouble, or was always yelled at, or always had somebody like scolding them, or that what I heard before, like I told you so energy. I don't think that was your energy. I think that was maybe just past partnerships or relationships, and they kind of just did something out of habit where they almost concealed something from you, because maybe they even care about what you thought more than others they've had in their past, but they didn't want to disappoint you. But I kind of feel like you actually would have reacted in a totally different way than this person knew. Maybe that's why they're reflecting on all this. They're looking back at all the ways that you actually had their back or helped them through something. So somebody wants to come clean. They want to come forward. They want you to have the very best of them. They don't want you to see it. Maybe some of you are dealing with someone that just isn't comfortable with you seeing them at their very worst here. Maybe for some of you, you did see somebody at their worst. But this is the worst that someone is going to get, like hitting rock bottom, where they're going to really elevate because of it. This is somebody who wants to, I said that before, didn't I say something at some point about wanting to offer you the world, or you mean the world to them? I want to offer you the world. I promise you that you will have the best version of me. And now you have somebody promising, here. Maybe they didn't follow through with a promise. Maybe it wasn't even anything big. Maybe you just, had a conversation with someone. You're like, I don't care what's going on, just communicate with me. And then that wasn't the promise they, followed through with. Or whatever it was, that they promised you in the past. Maybe it was showing up. Maybe it was going on a date. Maybe it was having that experience that I saw, going to a concert or something like that. And they kind of just didn't follow through. It doesn't have to be a huge, hard, you know, big secret that they were keeping. But it's somebody that does feel bad that they didn't show up. And now somebody's showing up on a lotus in a pink suit. So maybe somebody needed some time to buy themselves a sexy pink suit or dress, depending on, you know, who's watching this. I hear address. Maybe it has something to do with moving or an address. Maybe for some of you, this is somebody at a distance, or they had to, I don't know, I see somebody actually physically changing their address. Maybe you've changed your address. Cadence. I should have pulled this card here. Let's move it. So this does have to do with music. This is somebody like singing your song, playing the guitar. You are my muse, my inspiration to create and ignite my soul. It looks like you're also somebody's inspiration to make some big changes in their life. And I keep hearing address. I want to say readdress their habits. Maybe somebody had some weird habits. If somebody had a habit, they probably did it all the time, didn't really realize that it was something that was maybe hurtful or not beneficial to them. Perception. So this is somebody who was looking at something warped. This is what I was saying before with the people around them, their family growing up, what they saw in school, the neighborhood they grew up in, their past relationships, their current relationship, whatever it is. This is somebody that was warping their perception on, this is someone that was like, no, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as green. That's a fantasy that doesn't exist. And this person's like, no. I heard there was this color green. Maybe they didn't see green yet. I don't know why I keep seeing green. Maybe it has to do with the heart chakra. I mean, this is all about love, so that would make sense. Or if it's nature, something blooming or blossoming or growing, or the natural order of things. Seasons. I was only able to see what I wanted to see. I am sorry for not seeing your worth. I mean, somebody definitely sees the value in you now. Maybe they had to see the value in themselves, or you saw the value in them, but they did not. It's like somebody was looking at either themselves or you through the damn funhouse mirror. It's not really how it looked. That's just how they wanted something to look, or choosing to see something. I kind of feel like it could have even been others warping their perception on something, maybe on your relationship even. Someone's like, no, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as green. There's only black and white. That's the way it is. And they're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was told. That's what I was taught. And they go back to their old way of thinking. But I feel like somebody's moved that. There's also 2 cups here. So I do see that this has something to do with the 2 of cups, which is a soulmate. I feel like somebody's removed the funhouse mirror. Maybe somebody was in a situation that was always kind of a warped perception. Maybe you gave them a reality check, or you changed the reality of how they saw everything. It's really big. Well, you got a love triangle here. So I did see somebody outside here, even though the message was different, where somebody was being told, no, it's black and white. That's the way it is. Or what do you mean there's green? There's no such thing as green. And maybe this person listened to the wrong person. Maybe this person, it says, I saw something before where somebody had to choose wrong or tried to recreate scenarios they had with you with someone else. That's the someone else. Maybe this is somebody who thought they could have both. They could have everything at once, but that didn't work. So somebody is figuring out how to bring this offer of love to you. Maybe somebody's nervous because they never told you about another person that was involved. But this does say love triangle. But when it's a third party situation, that can be somebody's work. They put their work ahead of you. That could be somebody's family member. That could be a friend. That doesn't have to be a, I actually see that they're, I mean, you're the one that was intoxicating. I don't feel like this person was, I hear stimulating or at all. I kind of feel like this was even something kind of platonic. Maybe it was stimulating at one point, but became platonic. There's another energy interfering in your connection, and it's somebody who is competing for them or against you. So this could have been somebody that was in complete competition. I have this over here. Try to be realistic. Maybe they tried to fulfill the status quo or live up to somebody else's standards. There's somebody that was another energy that was interfering, trying to get in the way, becoming a wedge, trying to change this person's perception, trying to get them back, trying to get them to go in a certain direction, but the direction inside this person keeps coming back to you. But I kind of feel like this is what you don't know about. Whatever that dynamic was going on, whatever conversations were happening between that person and somebody else are what they kept from you. Maybe because that person kept confusing your person. Let's get another. I want to pull on top of that one. Sweets. Maybe this is somebody that got really sweet. You know, promised them all of this sugar. But there's a big parrot here. So maybe this is somebody who is just kind of regurgitating words. I feel like this is somebody who maybe promised a lot but didn't have any nutritious energy behind it, because sweets are really nice until you have too much cake and then it's a bellyache. You know, sweets are good until you get a cavity or until, you know, that sugar starts affecting your body. I feel like you were more like nourishment than a sugar rush. I feel like you're even more like honey than like, what is that, like confectionery sugar? Sort of what I see. It says you're like candy, cake, and chocolate. The decadence of your soul makes me melt. So maybe if it was above the love triangle, this person had the sweetest words in the world to say, but there was something short-lived about it. Because when you get that sugar rush, it's like, oh yeah, that person just like fueled my ego, made me feel really good, talked the big talk, but then it's like when you have that low afterwards, that's like almost worse than the high. Get another one. Head over heart. This is somebody who didn't listen to their heart. They listened to their head. They listened to their thoughts. They changed their perception or thought their perception had to be a certain way. They pushed away how they really felt, and that's why they missed you so much. Here, their heart's breaking. If they felt like there was this emptiness in their heart, no matter what kind of sugar rush they're trying to fulfill it with, it's not going to satisfy them the same way as something that satisfies their whole, or their heart and their soul. I said whole. Freudian slipped. So maybe they were trying to fill in a hole with somebody else. Work. Okay, my heart says yes, but the mind says no. And that didn't just cause them heartache, which is here. It's actually something they felt. It's like a dark night of the soul. They felt it in there. They had mental pain over this. It's like they can't wrap their head around why these feelings for you wouldn't go away, why they were not the same for somebody else as they were for you. They're always trying to fill in this hole that never quite feels satisfied because you connected to them at a soul level. Not just head or heart, black and white. I'm even seeing with a perception, you really connected to somebody's mind. You know, because I see all this musical energy, and that's the one, music and smell. So maybe they like your smell, but that is the one thing that triggers the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. It's pretty amazing. It gets the whole brain circulating and moving. So maybe this is even somebody who, I don't want to say like how to rewire their brain, but change some like patterns that they were thinking in their mind. I feel like this is somebody who recreated the same events over and over, whether that was with the same person or maybe different like many different people, and you are the one thing they can't recreate. You are the one thing that stands out. You're the one thing that is not comparable to anything else. What is another message? Please and thank you. What did I just say? You are the one thing they can't put their finger on. They can't figure out. They can't figure out why you are different than everybody else. Why no matter what they do or what hole they try to fill in or how they try to change their mind or tell themselves this or figure out that you just hit them, affect them, you know, are in their soul a different way than anybody else they've ever met. And I feel like it's confusing the shit out of somebody, but I feel like you're also not that confusing, even though you're probably really deep. It's like it's so simple and they're making it so much harder than it had to be. You make me feel alive. I mean, that's pretty good. Somebody never felt like they were really living, really thriving, and all of a sudden you brought this life, this color, music, you know, opened up their heart, butterflies in their stomach, a new way of seeing. The inner awareness that they really want to change a lot about who they are and where they're going. I mean, you did a lot for this person. Whether you know it or not, you were sent into their life to create a lot of changes. Whether you end up back in their life with them or not, you were sent to them for a purpose. It was probably a soul contract. And that also means, since we're going to look at this all ways, they were sent into your life for a purpose too. This is never a one-sided coin. It's never a black and white situation. So out of meeting this person that you were thinking about here, all of the stuff you went through, all of the chapters or chapter that you went through, what did you learn? How did your perception change? How do you feel different when even you're around other people? Because maybe this is some of you too. Maybe you tried to fill in that hole. You know, like, I'm just going to move on. I'm going to start dating. How did you feel around those people? Some of you may have found somebody that was in the same vibration as you and saw your value, made this love offer to you. You never, you know, I feel like they are pretty honest. Maybe somebody even wrote you a song. You met them at a concert. They're intoxicating. Yet this person still did something where maybe they helped you create some healthy boundaries or see how valuable you are if you didn't feel valued by this person. They did something for you. And if some of you maybe tried to date or had a relationship with someone else and yet it was the same and never comparable to someone else, you learned a lot there too. So everyone's situation is a little different, but you were put in each other's lives for a reason, for growth, for elevation, maybe to, for some of you, get you back on a spiritual path. Healing from past partnerships or wounds, even past life wounds. So it's all about your perception. How do you see that situation? Maybe for some of you, you were always in your head. You were always very logical. Maybe you usually pushed love away or didn't get that close. Maybe this person got to you in a different way that no one else did and really opened up your heart, even if it's not back to this person. Maybe they just helped you recognize all of this beautiful love you have in you. And when the right person comes in, maybe you won't push it away. Maybe you'll give something a try. Whatever situation's going on, you got the 11-11, which is a divine partnership, and you have God and the divine, the universe working on your side, on someone else's side, so that everyone here, even the third party in that situation, because that's not like the bad person here. That's also a person that has their own perception, that has their own feelings, that has, you know, their own dynamic. Maybe this person felt like they had a lot of love. The only thing I see here that would be weird is if one person was truly in love with another person and that person did not feel the same way. And for some reason that person stayed. Because whoever the one is that wants to give their love also deserves to be in a partnership where they are given the same love back, where they are given, you know, that partnership where someone is really intoxicated by them too, and maybe not just faking it or there because they're hitting all the check marks. Because that feels like that person is being gypped. So maybe this is about everybody finding the person that has the right dynamic that works for them, because everyone's dynamic or what they desire is different. Wow, this is kind of a deep reading. And that's you too. If this person doesn't feel the same way as you, I mean, it looks like they do. They think you're your soulmate, and you make them intoxicated. They want to reunite. But let's just say for some of you, you are dealing with someone who doesn't quite have the same feelings as you, and you have so much love to give, or you see all the potential in them, but you never get it back. What if there's someone out there that wants to give everything? They want to give the world to you back, but you're putting all your focus on the wrong person, and you're constantly in your stomach and feeling weird. That's probably not the right person, and there's some space created here, or maybe even someone else thrown in someone's life to say, oh, what, they're with someone else? It could have been your reality check for some of you, because divine timing's still on your side. You are still meant to be with someone that you really connect to. If you are watching this reading and you feel like you are independent, you are alone, and love is nothing that you want, this might not be your reading, which is fine. I do many different readings on many different subjects, but I also feel like if you're still here listening, you probably do have some lovey-dovey stuff coming in your life that your soul node's about, and you're still having some kind of preparation, maybe just looking at a past partnership, and you're like, nope, love is not for me. That shit sucks. That hurts everything. I'm not totally changing my life that I got going on now for someone else coming in to the picture. You know what? You're probably the one that's going to find love first. You're probably the one that's going to have someone come in, blow your mind open, and all of a sudden you're going to find you're changing everything for someone else. But it's not changing who you are. It's you making room because you want it to be there. Because you feel like it's a gift from God, from the divine. And when God sends you a divine gift, you accept that blessing, because that's just going to open you up for God and the universe to bring you more and more and more blessings. If you start saying no and shun away that, it's like you're telling the universe you don't want the blessing. And you start to see that those blessings don't open up as much. So if you are being blessed in love and that kind of makes your heart tickle a little bit, maybe take it slow if that's your situation. I do feel for some of you, you're going to dive on into something that you didn't expect. So let's get you, speaking of the universe, a message from the universe. Now, I did kind of feel like in the beginning of this reading, this was going to be, I was just going to do the divine truth, but I felt like some direct messages maybe needed to come through first, but I still do want to get some tarot. But let's get a message from the universe. What would be helpful for the collective right now? Messages from the universe, please and thank you. I feel like I'm still not used to this chair. I still have to kind of like keep standing up, squatting. Hi, pretty girl. What you doing? Woo! Did that flip? Nope, it went back. You want to go get your ball? And I'll throw it. Yeah. Go get your ball. probably wants the scratches more than the ball. You have two. All right, so let's see what the universe has to say. Maybe one is you and one, oh, you do? Is that what you're saying? She might have to go out. I'll let you see these. We're gonna look at them in one moment. I'm gonna let Rose out for 1 second. Let's see what these say. This is a new chapter in your life. It's gonna require a new way of seeing things. And a new way of seeing things, and a new way of seeing, where are you? There you are, yourself. You can't continue to see and interpret things with that same understanding. Even if it's just that, you know, you're always looking at how somebody didn't follow through or they were untrustworthy. You have to change how you see some. I'm just seeing that you need to see, I hear someone out, but I feel like it's understanding that even if somebody was untrustworthy, there are things you've done too where you've messed up. You didn't tell the whole truth, or you didn't speak up when you should have, or express your heart, or say what was on your mind, or set some boundaries, or whatever it is. You know, no one's ever completely in fault. There's always two sides of that coin, two perceptions, two ways to see a situation, more than two ways to see a situation. Try to see everybody's perspective, and then see the divinity in that beautiful soul in yourself and the humanity. Because we are all here to learn. Nobody's perfect. What just fell? Ooh. Maybe somebody that came off. So maybe there is someone who's a little angry. Maybe that's you. Somebody who just is questioning. Like if somebody, I'm just going to say if somebody was you or someone else going through that dark night of the soul or a breakup, whatever it is. Let me show you this. Someone's like, what TF? Ugh. I feel like there's somebody mostly upset that they lost an opportunity, or upset that they weren't treated as they should, or upset that they had a trigger that was hit. But if there was a trigger hit in you or a trigger hit in someone else, it's because that trigger was hit to heal, to bring awareness to something. Sometimes you don't even know it's a trigger. And once you see it and address it, then you can change it. But this could be somebody here. Could be a third party. Maybe that was always angry. Maybe that's why somebody held back from you and didn't really tell you the truth and didn't say anything, because they thought you'd be like somebody else who always got pissed off at them. Maybe you would have acted with grace and compassion. But whoever's angry here, I don't think it's just a one-note situation. I think it comes through in different phases. You know, sometimes you might be bawling your eyes out here, and then you're just like yelling here. I'm even getting somebody like really upset at the universe. Like, why? Like, I can't do this. This sucks. But this is how you end up tapping into that divinity. Finally breaking down and asking for help. And that's how change comes. It says, you push my buttons on purpose. I'm upset at you because you have control over me. Maybe there's somebody that felt like somebody was controlling. I kind of feel like that wasn't you. I don't feel like you had any need or desire to control anybody else at all. But I do feel like maybe you hitting somebody else's buttons or triggers sent them out of control, or made them feel like you were more powerful over them because they didn't take, I'm getting like the responsibility to change. But somebody may have hit your little buttons too here. But what did you learn if somebody hit your buttons? Something really upset you. Is that a new boundary that you can speak up about the next time you have a chance to be in a partnership, so that, you know, somebody else knows, like, you know what, that's past my line. And let's just say it's something really simple, like somebody didn't show up to dinner. You know, they're busy. They had to do something. All they need to do is let me know if you're not going to show up, because I will go out on my own with my friends, or I will get into a project, or I will do something else. But if I'm sitting home for 4 hours waiting for you to come home and you don't let me know that you're not going to come at all, I could have done something productive with my time, and my time's valuable. Thank you very much. So you can't be doing that again. You need to tell me if you're not going to show up. Maybe it's something like that. Simple. That person knows, like, okay, they're not going to get mad at me if I can't show up, but at least need to say, hey, something came up, can't show up. Why don't you like go ahead and go about your night? I'll see you another time. Cool. Now you know. So it doesn't have to be a big, hard situation, but it has to be something that you learned because of it. But if you don't speak up and you don't address that or speak up about it, and someone doesn't know that that would upset you, and you're sitting home pissed off for 4 hours because someone didn't show up and you cooked a beautiful dinner, or you could have gone out with your friends, then that would be upsetting. And if someone keeps pushing that boundary, you know that's not the right person. So you can't continue to see and interpret things with that same understanding that you have had until now. No matter what you face or how you feel, see it all from a higher perspective. That's what I was seeing with the divinity and the humanity in someone else. And it looks like whatever's happening, whatever's coming in, guys, you have bigger and better experiences coming your way. Maybe they're riding on a pink suit on a lotus. You may not be able to see it, but great things are coming together for you. Where's your divine timing? You had another one that fell. Should I show you this? Because this comes through all the time. I'm knocking everything over here with my with my sequence shawl here. I cannot resist you. You are the best I've ever had, and you have my undivided attention. Trust the process, or let's go back to the last sentence. You may not be able to see it, but great things are coming together for you as you read this. Trust the process and let it unfold in divine timing. Move forward knowing all is working out just fine. If all of this is energy you are constantly going over in your head, you're angry one day, you're upset another day, you're focused on this other person, why is that happening, whatever, you need to focus all of that beautiful attention back to you. Pray that it works out for everybody involved in the highest and greatest good of all. Send love, send strength, send, inner standing and understanding, and the changes that need to happen for everyone to figure it out and to be on their path, and bring that attention, that focus, that control back to your purpose, and start there. Follow your joy. And I hear, hold on, speaking of joy, I hear Rose in my bedroom, and I think she's humping my pillow, and she knows better. Hold on. She was humping. It's not the humping that I mind. It's that she does it in such a way where she holds onto my pillow and she puts her little teeth on my pillowcases and she rips them to shreds. She knows better. So apparently she needs a little bit of attention. So that being said, now I have a big old mess here. Okay, so let's do a little bit of tarot. Let's just see what the energy is of the person that you're connecting to here, or haven't seen in a while, and some advice for you as well. Slightly more organized, yes. I got the Light Seers Tarot, so let's just get a little more clarity. This is good. This is one of those long readings. Hey, I hope you guys are finding some of this. I hear responsive. I don't know why I heard responsive, but enlightening, clarifying somehow, maybe clarifying some confusion. I feel like it's all about redirecting your attention. And I also feel like you may have had pulls of attention or emotion that are stemming from somebody else out of nowhere, and that maybe confused you. But I also feel like a lot of this divine timing stuff just has to be faith. You just have to literally just let it go. Once you release your attention, all of those thoughts, even though sometimes that's really hard, they sneak up, especially if you have a soul to soul connection. It's just going to it's kind of always going to be there. But do your best to put your energy, not, you know, burying yourself in work, but in all aspects of your life. The people that you love to be around, you know, buying yourself something or putting on something that you feel good in. Maybe getting creative over here, working on some habits you have to change, getting healthier for yourself, following your own joy and doing some things that you love, finding a better balance in your life. And it shouldn't just be this person working on themselves, you know, to bring the best version of them. Everybody has things that they can change and elevate and get better at. And if it's not this person, maybe it's somebody else. And if it's not somebody else, should be first and foremost for you. So let's get just a message or two to see what the energy currently is with the person that I'm connecting to here for you, for the collective. So what is this person's energy at the current moment? Because I feel like they've gone through a lot. But let's see where they are now, because there's been a lot of changes already in self-reflection. What is the current energy? That somebody is not really super angry, they're not really super upset, they're kind of in, they're contemplating, but they're daydreaming. They're a little bit bored. They're bored with the options that are right in front of them, even though they're perfectly fine. This girl's sitting out there in the field. She's doing a squat like I was. Oh no, she's sitting on something. I was like, oh, she's kind of just standing out in the field like this. It's really pretty card. And those bowls look perfectly fine. You know, they can fill up water or, you know, whatever. I don't know why I just saw rice. I just saw Japanese food. That was really weird. But this bowl, this one here, with this rainbow, the one that's glowing in the dark, the one that's not just black and white and like everything else, but that is in full spectrum spiritual color coming from the universe down. It's this picture. It's the same thing. It's that. It's the universe of possibilities there. Is right there by her feet or his feet. And they're not looking at it. So maybe this person is, I mean, I would say with all this, they're ready to look at that. They've at least acknowledged that bowl. Maybe they just have to pick it up and take a sip. This is where there is some divine gift being given by God. Here you go. You know, all that stuff you prayed for, here you go. And this person's like, I wasn't ready for it. Or not now. I'm not completely my full self. I can't offer the whole world here yet. Or I haven't changed all my habits. Or I'm not completely balanced. I'm still a little nervous. Or that's just so irresistible for me. There's no way I can handle that. If God is offering you this gift right now, whoever this is, God is saying it's time to take a sip. Here's your blessing. Do you want it or not? Maybe this blessing is so many changes happen. But if this person is just like wah, you know, kind of complacent about something, maybe they aren't ready. All the person has to do here is turn their head. Look at something a different way, a different perception, but this might be your energy too. Maybe you have all these blessings right there in front of you and you're thinking about all this. You're missing opportunities that are there because you're focused in the wrong place. So let's get a little clarity on either why somebody's looking the wrong way, bored with what they have, or thinking, I mean, this person's hand, they can feel the bowls right there. It's so close and yet so far. But it's like as soon as they go there, all of this beautiful spirit, this possibility, this spectrum of spiritual color just comes into their life. Did she open my door? Rose? No, she's here. So clarity on the Four of Cups. You do have the Knight of Swords. So it looks like somebody may have gotten a little sip. Somebody definitely had a change in perception. This person has not just a normal like bow and arrow, but the one that has like the super bow and arrow. Like, I'll let you see it, on their back. So they have a target in mind. They're running to get to that motorcycle so they get there even faster, and they're following this clarity and elevated spiritual perspective they have been given. I feel like somebody got a sign. This person is running so fast and they feel like they're not even running fast enough. They're ready to run farther. It could have been a runner in the past too. But this is somebody who now has a focus. They're smart, they're witty, they're funny. I feel like they saw the whole perspective and now they know where to focus the attention. Now they know where to focus the direction, and I feel like there's no stopping this Knight of Swords. It's usually an air sign, and it's somebody who's going with a direct focus into an experience. This is somebody who goes right into, this is not somebody who's afraid to talk, be in contact with you. This is not somebody who is nervous about how the conversation will go. Even if they've had that conversation over and over in their head, they're smart enough to redirect and reroute that conversation as it happens. This is a smart individual, unless they are the other way around. That's the other way that we're around. That's somebody who's only perceiving something how they wanted to, or how someone else told them. This is someone who's closed-minded, has the blinders on, never sees the outside perspective, or is completely wishy-washy and never has a direct focus on how to actually make it happen. This could have been someone in the past that did have some pretty sharp words, or said something without thinking about how that would have repercussions or be hurtful to somebody else. But I kind of feel like this is somebody who got a little taste of something amazing, saw how there could be a different way through or to or away from someone, and they're taking action. They're having a lot of clarity in their mind, and they are like moving really fast with a confidence in their thoughts. I feel like this is somebody who finally made a decision that they feel good with, and I feel like they're like, why didn't I make that decision before? What the heck took me so long? And now they're like, I gotta go now before my chance is gone. Sort of like what I'm getting with that Knight. So let's see why this Knight is suddenly moving or thinking differently. I almost feel like they don't even care. I just heard that song 500 Miles. When I wake up, will I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I hover, that one. I feel like they don't even care if they have to run the whole way, but God and the universe is providing them they're like, oh, there you go, you're on the right path now. We're gonna put a little motorcycle in your path and help you get there a little faster. I forgot how cute these cards are. I haven't seen these in a while. So let's get one more, just so we have a little more of the tarot. We're just gonna have a long reading today. It's the Two of Pentacles. So this is somebody who is not just moving forward in one direction. They're moving forward and thinking about how to rebalance something in their life. It could have been somebody balancing between two people. If this is a three-party situation, somebody who was, trying to focus too much attention, two different worlds, and that wasn't working. One of these worlds either needs to come out of the ether and be real, or this could be somebody who's even figuring out how to blend their world together, how to make it work for everyone. This is just somebody who has a focus and are moving fast to adjust something in their life and make different choices where they don't feel so out of balance. This is someone seeing something through a lighter perspective. It didn't have to be so heavy. It didn't have to be so one-sided or one way. I feel like this purse was really heavy, and this is like somebody's holding on to, I don't know, it's like spirit. It's like a spiritual ball, and this one's just like a purse string. So maybe somebody was holding on their purse strings, or this person was holding on their purse string, or it had to do with finances somehow, or somebody had to stabilize something in finances. I feel like that's an ongoing situation though. That's not just like, here you go, it's all finally under control, it's all perfect, now move. I feel like it's a constant adjustment in life. This could be somebody balancing all that work with family, all that work with love, all that work with some fun. This could be somebody who is balancing, you know, sleep and what they do in the day. Upside down, that's somebody who was imbalanced. It looks like it could have been someone giving way too much attention on one area, and something was there glowing like the ether on a back burner, and they just kept it in the back burner for too long. It's all areas of your life that need adjusting. But it could be that little tiny adjustments make a really big difference. It could be that there needs to be one big adjustment that makes all the difference. Clarity on the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. So maybe something is coming back into balance in somebody's everyday world, this person or you or both, and it is sparked by this energy of spirit. The Page of Wands is that like enthusiastic approach. It's somebody who knows how to light that fire. The page is somebody who has so much potential, or it's a message that comes through that has the potential to become the spiritual eternal bonfire, an eternal flame. But they have to get more experience. They have to learn how to keep something lit. They have to do something more than just here and there, so it becomes second nature and not just something you try a little bit. It's a page, so it's somebody that's younger. So this is somebody that usually, let's just say this is somebody that started something passionate and they were really excited about it, but they didn't have that follow through. It's not even like the night. It's more like it's even in conversation. Like, oh my God, we could do that. We'd go that part in the world. That would be so amazing. And then they never even got to the night's energy to have the experience. It was kind of just talked about and inspired in the soul, but it's somebody who has all the potential in the world, but then kind of does a half-finished project, and they never saw how good that project could have been had they had finished it. That would be upside down. Here, it's the person that has that sparkle, that creativity, that desire to expand. And even if they are fresh, even if they are new, even if this is just a beginning, whereas at bigger and better experiences, even if it's that they have to go back to almost feeling like they're a kid again, like, oh, I gotta start over. You know, I had all my shit together and now I'm starting from scratch. It's still this enthusiasm in someone's soul where they get to feel like a teenager, where everything's exciting. So now you have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, Libra. Actually, you have all the signs here. Gemini, because now you have Pentacles, so that's all the earth signs, and then you have Cups, that's all the water signs, which is balance, which is kind of nice. So what's the overall bridge? This reading went way longer than I thought. I don't even know how long it's been. What does it say? 1:19:19. Overall bridge. The Hangman and the Wheel. So there was a pause. There was a purposeful pause. Somebody had to figure out what they need to let go of. What you had to let go of. How to find the spiritual elevation in your mind, to find stability when you turn yourself back around. This is where somebody gains that spiritual perspective. They all of a sudden gain a, I'm even getting that soul's elevation, spiritual enlightenment that happens. That's where somebody sees color. You can't not see it now. You can go back to old partnerships or your everyday world, or, you know, the old way you used to see something, but you're never going to see it the same, and it's never going to feel quite right until you make the adjustments necessary to live and embody that new truth that you have discovered. You can't unsee it once you see it, but the hangman sometimes needs to have that darkness here, that time to hang out by themselves, hang out with the wrong people, hang out with the right people to figure something out, because once you get that illumination to your crown chakra, there's no going back. You can't go back the same. So you have to find that stability, turn yourself back around, and go forward with a different momentum. Here, it's telling you have this new chapter, a new way of seeing yourself, a new way of seeing others. This Wheel of Fortune is always going to change. You know, it's always, she has the dice on here. It's all the fuzzy dice on a car. It's always like a roll of dice, how you play the hand. Sometimes, you know, that you're at the top of your game and you feel balanced and beautiful. And sometimes, you know, you have to get stuck under that wheel in the dark. You're not above the clouds. You're underneath where you can't see anything. But that still had its purpose. So when you're here, you appreciate it. When you're at the top of the wheel. Sometimes you don't know what you have until you don't have it. And then when you get it again, or that offer is there, you appreciate it differently. Because you know what it's like to have the lack. But you can't stand lack mentality. You have to have this perception that you deserve it all. That the wheel will spin. That the universe is on your side. That God is helping you. That you can handle anything that comes. Because every experience you had with each time that wheel was spinning brought you to who you are right now. If you had no experiences, you wouldn't handle things differently. You'd just be like that teenager or that kid or this person that has, you know, something being blessed right in front of them, but not even looking at it because you're in like robot land in the world. In the future, you're going to see that. You're going to be like, oh, that's a blessing. Taking that. Thank you. Thank you. I will take that blessing. And if you have any more, I'll take those too. And it's having more and more blessings. It's where the wheel keeps spinning. Even if you have weird times, it's like it spins faster to get up in your favor. It's more luck that comes into your world. The Wheel of Fortune is tapping into your destiny. Your destiny is about to change. How do you change with it, or do you fight against it? Here, it's that pause that helped you learn how to do something differently. Maybe it's in this pause, something sparked your spirit, made you feel, what's that? You had a message here where you feel alive again. Like you're thriving. Be flexible, be focused, have an open mind, be expansive, and see, you know, how you can see everything in multiple perspectives. I feel like that might be the biggest message here, because if you only see something one way, you're going to miss out on the bigger picture. So, I don't know if that's the end of our reading or if we should get one more at this point. At this point, let's just do one more. Let's pull you an animal card and end the reading with this. I'm going to show you that. You do have good luck. That is one more. Final message for the collective to be helpful, please and thank you. black bear. Gentle, wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. That's interesting because the bear does hibernate. So maybe it's about preparation, or that hibernation was the healing. But I feel like eventually it is coming out of the cave. Also, when I see the bear, I do think of prosperity and abundance. But it's both protection and love. So with this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope something came through that was helpful. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. I love you.